Visit our Swat&Vee channel with your questions to see how best we can help you out your process. Please don't forget to subscribe if you're new to the channel.
Let's get into the video. House Representatives Veronica Escobar and Maria Elvira Salazar recently introduced the Dignity Act of 2023, a comprehensive and bipartisan immigration bill with the goals of stopping illegal immigration, providing a solution for undocumented immigrants currently in the United States, strengthening the American workforce, and growing the U.S. economy. Though most of the bill's labor provisions, such as H-2A guest worker reform, H-2B reform, and increasing employment-based visa opportunities, are likely all significant, they are also far from new proposals. Yet one labor provision stands out as being relatively original, the Dignity Program, which would grant work authorization to the undocumented if, among other conditions, they paid restitution into the American Worker Fund for reskilling native-born workers. Despite the symbiotic intent of the provision, workforce development programs have a history of inefficiency and would likely have a minimal positive impact on native-born workers. Regardless, this type of legislative compromise may be necessary to pass comprehensive immigration reform, as it anticipates and addresses the perspective that immigration reform should supplement but not displace native-born workers, making the provision more likely to garner bipartisan support. The Dignity Act would establish the 7-year-long Dignity Program, through which undocumented immigrants that have lived in the United States for more than 5 years could gain work authorization and protection from removal proceedings. Applicants would be required to comply with all U.S. laws, pass a background check, pay back taxes, and start paying tax on their income. In addition, individuals would be responsible for an initial fine and $5,000 in restitution over the course of the program. Upon completing the Dignity Program, individuals must then decide to hold their dignity status, granting them work authorization, residency, and travel authorization, or register for the Redemption Program. The Redemption Program, an additional 5 years in length, would provide the individual with a pathway to permanent legal status and require an additional $5,000 payment, or 200 hours of national community service. The restitution payments required by the Dignity and Redemption programs would fund an American Worker Fund, which would subsidize workforce education initiatives and apprenticeships through grants. For each $5,000 payment, at least one native-born worker could be trained or retrained for work or transitioning to a different career. Approximately 79% of the unauthorized population in the United States has lived in the country for over 5 years and therefore qualifies for the program. Assuming the unlikely event that every eligible undocumented immigrant participated in the Dignity Program, only 5.2% of the native-born labor force would then receive training through the American Worker Fund. Even those who receive training through the American Worker Fund may not see significant benefits, as federal workforce development programs are historically inefficient. A 2017 Department of Labor report found that primary job training programs are largely ineffective at raising earnings and are unlikely to meet the needs of job seekers or employers. The study found that the availability of federally funded training decreased earnings by $638 in high unemployment local areas and increased them by $246 in low unemployment areas, but both estimates were statistically insignificant. Research from the American Action Forum in 2019 found that such federal programs are not aligned with the future demands for skills that the economy will place on workers. A 2019 Council of Economic Advisors report supported this conclusion with the finding that, with the exception of the Registered Apprenticeship Program, job training programs fail to produce sufficient benefits that justify their costs. Regardless of the overall distribution of the Dignity Program's positive impact on the undocumented versus native-born workers, the provision may represent a necessary element of immigration reform, compromise. Conservatives often cite the importance of workforce development tools to counteract the potential displacement of native-born workers due to immigration. The American Worker Fund anticipates this perspective, making future legislation offering comprehensive immigration reform more likely to garner bipartisan support. While the Dignity Program isn't likely to have much impact on the retraining of native-born workers, its offer of political compromise within immigration reform may serve as a model for future bipartisan legislation.
I hope you guys found this video extremely helpful. If you know anybody that could benefit from this information, definitely make sure to share this video with them. We are all about empowering you with knowledge. So the more people that can benefit from this video, the more people we want watching this video. If you like this video, please make sure to hit that thumbs icon. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and hit on the notification bell for more immigration updates. Bye!